Hello everybody. So for those who find my video without going through my website, let me introduce myself. My name is Gilles Ortubise, and my name as a self-taught and multidisciplinary scientist and inventor name is Gilles Ortubise, and I am the owner and the founder of the first human multi-intelligence.com. So the title of this video is how our galaxy, the Milky Way, was born and how it has evolved so far, part 4, and which is the following of the part 3 of the same video, well, of another video, which is the part 3. So, and this video is made by following the text of the article The Black Hole 404, and which is the paragraph which starts with the number of 17.22.2. By hypothesis, what is the origin and birth of a large number of objects that are presently parts of our Milky Way galaxy? The most logical potential answer so far are paragraph 17.22.2.1. The origin and the birth of a gravitational object, which is the most important of our galaxy, the Milky Way. Yes, so I have to explain. I made a mistake when the first time I'm doing this this part of my article. The mistake I did is because I'm using the percentage by diameter, but diameter is not the right. I didn't should use the diameter, but I should use the volume, which is much more easier to explain the way I see the evolution and how it is born our galaxy, the Milky Way. So, and the mistake I did, it comes from a mother ancestral supermassive black celestial sphere that has a diameter that is, by hypothesis, about 40% or more larger than another supermassive black celestial sphere. So which is wrong, and which is wrong too. So because the percentage of 40%, it's really too high, and I make correction and I replace by it comes from a mother ancestral supermassive black celestial sphere that has a volume that is, by hypothesis, 110% larger than another. Yes, that is, by hypothesis, about 110% larger than another supermassive black celestial sphere. So, and I explain you why. Because here, this is two black celestial spheres, and when they comes in contact, they was in the opposite way. So of course that when they touch each other, they burst on surface, and after they keep continue and they turn in pretty huge explosion, which is in supernova or hypernova. So, but in this case here, the fact that the one of them is much bigger than the other, the result is the small one explode completely to produce a new black celestial sphere smaller than Earth, and two, before is completely defragmentation, they produce also star which is smaller than Earth size, and plus they produce debris with those. So I keep continue, and which has the consequence at the moment of their meeting and crossing at an angle on top of each other to produce a violent explosion of the surface and then in a gigantic hypernova explosion. So then, but for the biggest one, she survived. And why she survived? Because its percentage is much more, its volume is much more than the smallest one. So that's why she survived. And because it's only lose about 9.1% of its volume, she had a chance to save ours 93 floating container. Because if you lose all of his 93 floating container, she could not be anymore black celestial sphere. So because she's losing only a small volume of 9.1%, she saved his 93 floating container, and and in the same way, then she survived to become a daughter of his mother. So I keep continue then, which completely transformed the smaller supermassive black celestial sphere into debris and gravitational objects, but which transformed only 9.1% of the volume of the mother ancestral supermassive black celestial sphere into debris and gravitational objects, while the rest of the volume of 90.9% of the mother ancestral supermassive black celestial sphere survive to the violent surface burst and gigantic hypernova explosion, and being transformed into a new daughter supermassive black celestial sphere with a volume that is 9.1% less than that of its mother, which was the mother ancestral supermassive black celestial sphere that has just partially died. Yeah, because of course the mother died partially because she was transformed in a daughter, which is smaller than his mother. So, and which is a new black celestial sphere because she's different than his mother. So that's why she become a daughter and its mother dies. So, yeah, because the daughters come from the mother, they die partially. So, then, and next paragraph, and the birth of this new daughter supermassive black celestial sphere coincides with the birth of a new galaxy, which is the Milky Way. In addition, this new supermassive black celestial sphere daughter is the gravitational engine of the center of the Milky Way, and it is part of the fifth, sixth, or seventh class, which are the most massive and powerful in the universe. In the way then, if all black celestial sphere could be divided by 12 class of power. If they divide in 12 class of power, so the ones of the center of the Milky Way could be the one which come from the class of the fifth class, or sixth class, or seventh class of the most massive and powerful in the universe. Of course, the one from the fifth class is stronger than the one of the sixth class, and the one of the sixth class is stronger than the one of the seventh class, and the 12th class it's for the smallest one. So, next paragraph, 17.22.2.2 point. The origin and the birth of a large amount of debris and gravitational objects that are of different sizes, all of which arise from the violent surface bursting and then into a gigantic hypernova explosion of the mother ancestral black celestial sphere, and the other smaller black celestial sphere, but which create the born of his daughter, which come from the mother, which come from the biggest one, which is before that hypernova explosion, which is the mother ancestral supermassive black celestial sphere. Then, so, and that's logic, and why the galaxy, the Milky Way, was born at that time? It's because it's coming from a crossing of two other galaxies, which is the one with the smallest black celestial sphere, which is a small galaxy, and the one, then the biggest one, which is the mother ancestral supermassive black celestial sphere, which she's coming with a bigger galaxy. So when those two galaxies, they crossing together and they make that explosion to result then the birth of the daughter black celestial sphere, which is the one right now, then she's the biggest in the center of the Milky Way. So, and that's at that moment the daughter's born, but at the same time a new galaxy born too, which, because she's come from two other galaxies, which they comes together. So, and at that time, this is why our galaxy, the Milky Way, why she's born at that time, and she becomes the Milky Way. So, because she's come from of two others before her. So, and that's enough for this video, and I should continue to explain some more about the evolution of the Milky Way. So, thank you and have a nice day.